Today we're going to be factoring simple trinomials. When we're factoring simple trinomials, the coefficient of a is always going to be 1. So many polynomials such as 6x squared plus 3x plus 1 can be written as a product of two binomials of the form x plus r and x plus 6. So basically these are two sets of binomials and this is when you factor. The first example is x squared plus 5x plus 6. When we're factoring simple trinomials, a method that we can use to make this polynomial into this is using product and sum. If you don't know what product and sum is, product is always multiplication and sum is always addition. And in this example, the sum is always going to be the last number here, which is 6, and the sum is always going to be 5, so the middle coefficient. So here we're going to always write out like this. So the product is 6, and the sum has to equal to 5. So what two numbers can give us 6, and what two numbers can add to give us 5? So to write it down easier, we can do this. Write it like this. So like 1 times 6, 3 times 2. Basically, this is the only way these are the only numbers that can give us that equals 6. And one of these sets have to give us 5 when we add them. So 6 times 1 is 6, but 6 plus 1 is going to equal 7. So this is a no. 3 times 2 gives us 6, but when we add 3 plus 2, it's going to equal 5. So this is the equation that we're going to use. So it's going to be 3 times 2, which equals 6, and 3 plus 2, which is going to give us 5. So since we have the two numbers that are going to give us the product and sum, we're going to write it in factored form of two binomials. So it's going to be x plus 3, because 3 is plus. If it was negative, it would have been negative 3. The other set is going to be x plus 2, because the other number that can give us the product and sum is going to be 2. And to double check that we're correct, we're going to expand, as we learned in multiplying binomials in special cases, we're going to expand to check if this two binomials are going to give us the standard form equation. So it's going to be x squared plus 2x plus 3x times plus 6. So when we simplify, it's going to be x squared plus 5x plus 6. So in this case, we're correct. So this is how to factor simple trinomials. Just remember again that this is the sum and this is the product when you see this equation. And to know that if it's simple trinomials, this coefficient, like this, has to be 1. So the number in front of x squared has to always be 1. So example 2 for factoring simple trinomials. Here we have is x squared plus 6x plus 2. So here the 2 is going to be our product, so p, and this is going to, 6x is going to be our sum. So the product of 2 is 1 times 2. That's the only numbers that can equal to 2. Here you can say 1 times 2 is going to be 2, but 1 plus 2 is going to give us 3. But here our sum does not equal to 6. So if you see questions like this, you know that you cannot put this into factored form because it's going to be not possible. Because again, you cannot. So 1 times 2 is the only way the numbers that can give us 2. But when we do 1 plus 2, it gives us 3. But here, 3 is a sum, but in this question, it's 6x. So in this equation, it's impossible not to get this equation into factored form.